The sky blushed orange as the sun dipped low over the Pacific, casting golden trails across the water. A warm breeze whispered through the palm trees, ruffling the edges of a white straw hat shielding Jessica Alba's familiar face. She stood at the edge of the surf, barefoot, toes sinking into the sand, her 3 children laughing nearby as they chased foamy waves. It looked like any other family vacation photo, all sunshine, surf, and smiles. But beneath the serenity, an emotional storm was quietly unraveling. Jessica, the ever-composed actress and entrepreneur, had recently confirmed what tabloids had speculated for months. After over 15 years of marriage, she and Cash Warren were filing for divorce. "It's been a journey," she had said in a subdued interview just weeks before. "We grew together for a long time, and we've now grown apart, with love and respect." Now, away from the flashing cameras and media buzz, Jessica had taken her kids, Anna, 16, Haven, 12, and Hayes, 7, on a secluded beach getaway to recalibrate, recharge, and reconnect. Healing in the sunshine. The family landed on a quiet, tropical island in Hawaii, choosing a small, eco-luxury resort far removed from the usual celebrity haunts. No red carpets here, just coconut trees, ocean lullabies, and the kind of silence that allows the soul to breathe. Jessica had always been a hands-on mom, known for juggling business meetings at the Honest Company with dance recitals and school runs. But this trip was different. It wasn't just about fun, it was about healing. The first few days were all about letting go. Mornings began with yoga on the beach, Jessica in a simple white linen set, breathing deeply through sun salutations, while Anna snapped artsy photos and Haven tried to imitate her mom's poses with exaggerated flair. Hayes, ever the little explorer, was more interested in building sandcastles and searching for hermit crabs. Afternoons were for adventure. The family hiked through lush rainforest trails, zip-lined across canyons, and swam under waterfalls. Jessica, often laughing, seemed determined to soak up every moment, even when the laughter masked quiet sadness. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want my kids to remember this time as peaceful, not painful, she journaled one evening, sitting on the porch of their beachfront bungalow, watching the waves under a waxing moon. The quiet strength of motherhood. Divorce, even when amicable, is never easy, especially in the public eye. Jessica knew that all too well. She had built a brand around honesty, transparency, and balance. But nothing prepares you for unraveling a marriage while still trying to be the emotional anchor for 3 growing souls. Anna, now a teenager with her mother's fierce eyes and strong sense of justice, had been the most inquisitive. "Is it my fault?" she had asked once, late at night, voice trembling. Jessica had pulled her close, brushing hair from her daughter's face. "No, sweetie, absolutely not. Your dad and I just see the world differently now. But we both love you more than anything." Haven had taken it differently. Quiet, a little distant. But the ocean worked its magic. By the 4th day, she was giggling in the water, helping Hayes ride the gentle surf on a foam board while Jessica cheered from the shore. For Jessica, motherhood had always been both anchor and compass. It reminded her what truly mattered. The beach vacation, free of press and paparazzi, gave her space to mother not just her kids, but herself. A touch of magic. One evening, after a beachside dinner of grilled fish and pineapple rice, the family lit a bonfire on the sand. They wrote messages on bits of paper, wishes, fears, hopes, and burned them, watching the ashes rise into the star-speckled sky. Jessica's note was simple: peace, inside and out. Anna whispered hers before releasing it. Haven folded hers like origami, refusing to say what it meant. Hayes drew a picture instead, a big heart with 4 smiling faces. They made s'mores, sang songs, and for the first time in what felt like forever, Jessica saw pure joy on all 3 of her kids' faces. It was in that moment, amidst sticky marshmallows, smoky laughter, and moonlight, that she felt a shift inside her, a subtle, quiet empowerment. She was no longer just surviving, she was starting to thrive. Rumors and reality. Back in LA, headlines speculated about the split. Rumors swirled. Another woman, a midlife crisis, business pressure. But Jessica chose silence, not out of shame, but out of wisdom. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let them talk, she told a friend over the phone one morning while sipping coffee on the porch. I know the truth. My kids know the truth. That's all that matters. The reality, she admitted privately, was far simpler and sadder than any tabloid tale. They had drifted, slowly, imperceptibly, until one day they were more like roommates than lovers, passing each other like satellites, warm but distant. There was no scandal, no betrayal, just time and change. Looking ahead, as the vacation neared its end, Jessica began to feel something new stirring inside her, possibility. The past months had been filled with so many endings. The end of routines, the end of certainty, the end of forever. But now, something else was taking root. She was journaling again, sketching designs, even outlining ideas for a new wellness project aimed at women navigating midlife transitions. She wanted to share her journey, not as a celebrity, but as a woman, mother, and dreamer still learning how to let go and begin again. The kids, too, were shifting. Honor had started writing poetry. Haven was keeping a photo diary. Hayes had made a friend, a local boy who taught him how to catch tiny fish with a net made of coconut string. Before they flew home, Jessica gathered them on the beach one last time. They sat in a circle on a big, soft blanket, sea breeze playing with their hair. This trip wasn't just a vacation, she said, holding Hayes on her lap. It was about us, finding our rhythm again, remembering who we are. Honor leaned her head on her mom's shoulder. Haven took Jessica's hand. Hayes kissed her cheek, and for a long moment, they just sat, a constellation of love in the sand, glowing softly against the backdrop of dusk. A new chapter begins. When they returned to Los Angeles, the city seemed different, not because it had changed, but because they had. Jessica stepped back into her world with new eyes. She wasn't hiding. She wasn't running. She was ready. There would still be hard days, of course. Co-parenting schedules, awkward conversations, waves of grief. But there would also be movie nights, new memories, laughter, and growth. The beach trip didn't fix everything, but it did what nature often does, reminded the soul of its strength, the heart of its resilience, and the spirit of its wild, unbreakable beauty. Jessica Alba, actress, entrepreneur, mother, woman, was no longer simply navigating a divorce. She was writing her next chapter, and the first word she decided was freedom. Subscribe the channel to get such videos.